Hi folks, this is first of many videos that are going to come on making AI agents and agentic workflows. This is Shravan, and I'll be taking you through many agents and workflows that I will be building along with you, and sharing my insights on how to improve the agentic workflow. The first thing that I'm going to build out is creating a leads pipeline, because for any business, when you start, the first thing that you need is to reach out to your customers. I believe that finding a customer first is more important than building a solution, because if you build multiple solutions and no one is there to use it, then I don't think there's value in the product that you're building. So first, the leads pipeline. For me, what I'll be doing today is I'll be searching for founders of startups which are in the AI space in India, in Bengaluru, and try to populate an Excel sheet for me with their LinkedIn profile so that I can reach out to them, and probably also have some outbound emails that I can send out to them once I have some more information and enhance their profiles that I already have. So here is how. The first thing that I want is to create a list of people in the AI space who have startups in Bengaluru, and I want to get their LinkedIn profiles, some additional information about the company that they are building, and some information about their background. Since I'm from IIM Ahmedabad, I would want to talk to other people who are from similar backgrounds, because it's easy for me to connect, not that the other folks. I'm sure everyone is an entrepreneur, everyone is brilliant, much smarter than me, but those are the folks I can easily connect with. So I want to start with people who are from IIMs. Any IIM is fine. So I'm using N8N, the N8N. It's a no-code or a semi-low-code platform to build your AI agents and automated workflows. You get a 15-day free trial if you start fresh, or you can take a monthly subscription, which comes at around 3,000 rupees, 2,900 per month. And you might have to also get some credits for OpenAI, because you'll be using OpenAI API to build your tool, or you can use Gemini or Google Cloud, which gives you 3 months, $300 free access, which both of the models work really well for me. And for the work that I'm doing, I will not be focusing on any specific model, any specific AI model or a machine learning model. I'll be agnostic. I'm also agnostic with the platform that I'm building it on. Like, the things that I will be building here can be built on multiple platforms. Say make.com, quite good, and you can also probably make it on Zapier. I personally have preference towards N8N because they have an AI node which makes a lot of work that I do easy, and it's very visually appealing. So let me take you through the demo. So if you see that I have a list that I've created, and if you see, I already have a lot of folks who are already populated. This is the kind of sheet that we'll be building. If you see someone named Venkatesh Sethi, founder of VC Plus, you can go to their LinkedIn profiles. Sorry, my internet is down for a second. I'll get back to that. But if you see, they are all profiles who are from MBA backgrounds, who are from IIM Bangalore, IIMK, IIMA, and so on and so forth. So there are a lot of folks that I have here. So my job would be to find out these profiles and actually start reaching out to them. So the first step is to build your pipeline. The next step probably would be to make a custom message so that they feel intrigued and interested to talk to you. So how do we build this? So this is the N8N workflow that you will see. There are multiple nodes that I've built here. The first step is a query node where I'm putting in the query that actually goes onto Google search. There is a better way to do it where you code the query, but I've put it in a normal statement where it says LinkedIn profiles of founders of AI startups in Bengaluru with an MBA from IIM. This is the kind of filter that I want to use, I want to get 30 results, because that means in Google search, when you search for any query, the first page has 10 organic results. I want to scrape the first 3 pages for now, and take all of those profiles and put it in my sheet. I have written a small code. I'll also take you through how I arrived at this code. So what it does is it loops across multiple pages. It starts with, if you see I into 10, that's I is starting with 1. So it starts with 0, then goes to 10, then goes to 20. Basically, we're saying that every 10 results you run the code again. And then there is Google search. I've used SERP API for setting up the search engine. If you see that the output of the previous node starts with 0, 10 and 20, and the output, this is the input to the Google search request node, and the output from this node is going to be the profiles that we get. If you see the question, and then there is the 0th result that we have, who is the founder model. So if you see, the link is here, the displayed link and all of that, and you have the LinkedIn post by someone, and then you have the snippet about them, and so on and so forth. So you have a lot of information coming out of this, which goes into the node which is going to write the output to me into the Excel sheet. If you see, the output has, because of the code that I have, I'll show you how this code is coming. Don't worry if you're not a coder, it's perfectly all right. We are going to use AI again to build this kind of code. There are custom GPTs available which are ready made, and we can directly query the custom GPT to give us the entire workflow. So I'll take you through that flow in this video itself, so please hold on with me. I'll just take you through the output. So the output is the title, the person, what are they building, their LinkedIn profiles, and a small snippet about them. This is the output, and this gets fed into the Excel sheet, into the Excel, right? So what I've done is, for the purpose of the demo, I will be creating a separate sheet. So I've created a new sheet. I've created a copy of, I'll remove all the content, and you see this is 0. This, let's call this copy of BotBrain leads, and I will build the entire workflow with you, along with you, and I'll take you through how all of this is done. All right, I think all of you are excited to build your first leads pipeline using an automated tool. So what we will do, we'll go to n8n, we'll create a new workflow, and we will try to create each of the node that I've built before, and see what steps we have taken in each step, and also through the custom GPT that I've used. So when you go to ChatGPT, it has Explore GPT's option, and here you can search for n8n. There are many people who have created custom GPTs for n8n, and if you see, I prefer this one because many people have already used. That means it has a lot of data already available, and this is how I've built the entire workflow. I started by saying I want to scrape Google search results with n8n using SERP API. SERP API is an easier way to search for is to scrape Google results and get all the results out. So all that you have to do is you have to go to API key, and you have to copy this code and just paste it in the place that we have shown. So don't worry, I'll be changing this code. I'll delete this code and I'll be using a new one. So just for the purpose of the video, we'll continue with the same code that's available here. So what we are doing is, we're going to create a new workflow. Let's call it BotBrain leads demo. BotBrain is one of the is our subsidiary brand. under Stravitech, so we will be using this name. So I'm just triggering it manually, and I'm creating. So will be just following the instructions that ChatGPT has given us. So it wants us to create an SERP API account, have a API key, which we have done. In order to scrape, it wants us to create a new workflow. We have already done that. It wants us to create a new credential in n8n. How you do that is you go to n8n and you go to personal. Let's save this for now. And when you have on the top right, there is something called create credential, and you can search for SERP API. In my case, I've already created a SERP API account credential, so I'm not going to create a new one. It's very straightforward. Let me take you through it. So SERP API, continue, and then you just have to copy paste the API code here and then click on save. That's it. It will create the credential, and this credential will be used in the workflow. So let's go back to our workflow, to the demo. We started with a node, and then ChatGPT says you have to create a HTTP node, and we have set it up. The next step is to create a HTTP request for Google search and use these parameters. And how do we do this? So we go to n8n, we create a HTTP request, and we take all the details from here as it is. We copy this, we paste it here. So there, the method is get. Get is the function that you use to get information from a certain site. And there are other things like post is when you want to send information onto a node or to a website. For a purpose of our workflow, we'll be using get. We want to send some query parameters, and the query parameters are mentioned clearly here. So engine Google query, we will change this query, and I'll show you how to have a query of your own, and we'll have the API key from SERP API here and all of that. Okay, so engine is Google, query is Q. So engine is Google, query, for query we use Q. Right now we can have a static query saying that LinkedIn profiles of founders of AI startups in, let's say, Hyderabad. You can do it for Bangalore or change the city in any way you want, and you can also keep it dynamic. I'm just keeping it static for now. I'll show you how other ways can be done. Then it says the language is English, geography instead of US will be using IN for India, and the results that I want is 10. So I take HL is EN, GL is IN because we want India, right? And number of results per query is 10. That's the most common thing, your 10 results for search results. So what happens in this specific key, and you have an API key that you have to enter, right? So add a parameter, API key, and add a value. Where do I get this? I go to SERP API, copy this, come back and paste the API key here. That's it. So you can test the step as soon as you have created it. You will see that it will go do the query, and it will give you organic search results. You see, Sonakshi Nathani, co-founder CEO of Manifest AI. This is her LinkedIn profile. This is the redirect link. There is a favicon. There is a snippet. So where is she from? So I said we want someone who is from IIM backgrounds with an MBA from IIMs. Okay, let's test this step. Mind you, the free API from SERP API engine allows you for 100 queries per month. So for any queries beyond that, you might have to pay, or you can use Google Cloud's API, Google Cloud's search API directly and do the query. So that's another way to do it. So if you see Devavrat Mahajan, co-founder, Tailored AI, and and this is his LinkedIn file. I just checked this person out and what do they do. Um, cool, and this is for sure an AI business. Oh, this fellow is also from Ahmedabad, same alumnus, and oh, he's a couple of years junior to me, but great, he's building something amazing. All right, I think I would love to connect with him. Let's send a connect request also. All right, now coming back to NA10. So this query works and it is giving us results which I think are relevant to us. Perfect. So now if I want to easily write all of it into a Google Sheet, what I do is connect a node called Google Sheet, and we want to append rows in the sheet. So I've already connected my Google Auth account. You can also do it. It's very straightforward. You can create or edit this thing, or you just have to sign in with Google, and then you're connected with your Google account. And from the list, I'm picking out I'm going to create in this sheet. This is a duplicate that I created earlier, and I think we only have one sheet in this. That's sheet 1. And we have to map each of the rows. So this is a bit of the tricky part, where you see on the schema title, we are going to take it from the organic results. The title is here, and then there's the link where we want the LinkedIn profile, and then there is the snippet. Snippet, so that we know briefly about what the person does. What this will do is it will only populate the sheet with the first row. That's where we are stuck, right? You're only going to get the first row. You see the first row is populated. What we need instead is we want to populate the sheet with all the 10 results that we have, and that's the first step. And we want to do this for multiple pages, multiple search results that we have. So how do I do it? I think I already have it here. All right, so it'll inspect the result. We followed these steps. So perfect. How do I take all the organic results from the search results? So I this is what I'm asking. So I'm not creating anything new by myself. I'm asking ChatGPT to help me take all the results that I have. So how do I do that? It is asking me to create a function node after the search node, which gets results from Search API, and add a function node and add this code as it is. So we'll copy the code. We'll go to NA10. We will create a HTTP function node. That's the code. We will remove this, add the new code. We will test the step, and let's see what the output is. If you see, the output is now 10 items, which is multiple items that we have here. Perfect. So I will then run this node as well, and let's see the result. We should have all the 10 outputs populating in this sheet, or if there is an error, no. All right, so there's some error. Let's just see what the error is. Oh, there is some error. This item is empty. All right, so I think we have to change the code here as well. Instead of this, I am going to input from organic results 0. We put the title. We put the title here. We put the link of the first result and also the snippet, and then we test the step. And it's done. You see all the 10 links are populated, but the error here, if you see, is all the same results, because that's probably because we have only taken the first results and then done it. So I will have to see for the code on why this is not happening. All right. Okay, let me see what is going wrong. Okay, let me go back to the NA10 node. And let's just test the code once again. Run once for each of the items. Let's see if it is giving us an output. I don't think this will work. Correct. We test the output again. So I'm getting stuck. I'm sure people are thinking, why is this fellow just creating and getting stuck? But that's the process of learning, folks. That's how we learn, right? We try different things and then figure out what is the best way to get the output that we need. What happened? So what we already have as an input to this node. So where we are stuck, we are trying to populate our Excel sheet with the organic results that we have from SERP API. So we have the results here. We have not yet populated our Google Sheet with it. So we run this code. Okay, now we see the output of it. The output is available, right? We can see it here. The next step is to populate the Google Sheet with all the information that we already have. So let's see if we can take this title and we put the link and we want the snippet. We test the step. Boom, we have it. You see, all the first 10 results from the first 10 pages are available now. The cool thing that you can do is now have custom emails written to them basis their snippet, or we will be adding more information about their education, their work experience, etc. And how we will do this is probably a part of another video that we'll be doing, where we will be enhancing the information that we have on the founders, right? That's something that we'll be doing later on. But let's improve this code and now see how we can do it for more number of pages, because 10 leads are nothing, right? Your conversion rate is probably hardly 5 to 10%. So you need probably 100 leads to get 1 or 2 clients out of it. So how do we do that? So I'm building it with you. So what do? I go back to ChatGPT and I've written the same query. I'm getting results on the first page only. How do I get for the next pages as well? So it tells that each page has 10 results. So we change starting point every time and run it in the loop, right? So how do we do that? We add a node and create this search term and all of that. We are going to create a set node in n8n. We're going to set node where we can set some fields, and we are doing it manually, where we say you start with search term. Search term is the search query that we have given and the number of pages that you want to do. Here is where you understand how it's done dynamically. So what I do here is I take this search query, I go back to edit fields, I paste it here. Number of pages, I just want 3 pages, should be fine. And I test the step. So the output of this is the search term coming out. This is the search query that goes onto Google, and we want to search for the first 3 pages. When it comes to HTTP request, what you don't have here is this one, where we can simply move it to an expression and drag it to this space where it comes out as a JSON, but the output of the JSON is the query that we have given. Another node that we have to add is we have to tell SERP API that we want to scrape for the first 3 pages. How do we do that? I think they have a solution for that as well. So we are creating a function node after the set node to run the query for 3 times. The output of this will go like this, like the query that you give start at 0, the query that you give start at 10, and start at 20. So that's what we're going to do. We are going to create a code node in the beginning. So after the set node, before the HTTP request, we are creating a function node, which is this, and then we clear this formula and we add our code that we already have. So when you test this step, what you will see is the query goes in and we have an output coming out 3 times. You see LinkedIn profiles of founders of AI startups in Hyderabad with an MBA from IIM, starting from 0, starting from 10, and starting from 20. This is the query that goes into HTTP request, which goes into SERP API, and they have to run this request 3 times. There needs to be some modification because earlier we had set it up only for one page. So what we do, instead of query, we have already edited this as a search term. The API key is already given. We change the start, so we add another parameter in our HTTP request as start, and this start number is going to come from the table. That's it. Drag and drop, folks. Drag and drop. So easy. I know there's a bit of coding, but we have AI to help us with code for the coding. But I'm completely non-coder background, and I'm still able to build this. So should we try this out so that we see what kind of output we get? So I'm trying to run this for 3 different pages. So I'm expecting 30 outputs to come. Let's see what kind of output we're getting right now. See, we have 3 items, and you see that this is the first result, and I scroll down to see, yeah, this is the second result, page number 2, and then there is a page number 3. There are total so many pages that I can go through, but I think this is good for me for now. So what do I do now that I have outputs? There are 3 different outputs, right? So how do I stitch all of these 3 into one output so that my code can then write it into Google Sheets? So I have to edit this code in a way that it runs 3 times to take all the outputs and stitch them into a good, nice table and then populate it in the Google Sheets. That's what I'm going to do right now. It has given me a code, and actually when I put this code in N8N, I was running through an error because it was still populating only the first 10 results. It was not doing all the 3. And then I had another query. I wrote this like step 4, flatten this result. This is not giving all the search page results. It's only giving the first page results. Edit the code and tell me what more I can do. So it has done the changes. I'll copy this and I'll replace the code here. So it's now, when I test this step, let's see if I'm getting 30 rows of information here. See, I'm getting 30 rows of information, and all that I have to do is this is already mapped. So I test this step, and I'm hoping that my Excel is now getting populated with so many more rows. And folks, this is how we're going to build your leads pipeline. You can do this as many times as you want, and you will get a lot more information. In the coming videos, we will see how we are going to populate more information about them, and why more information. When we do the reach out message or mail, where I want to have a very custom approach to them, saying that, hey Devavrat, I've seen that you're from IIM Ahmedabad. I am also from IIM Ahmedabad. I'm trying to build something that you have already done. So maybe I can have a conversation to understand what kind of challenges you have faced. If you have a personalized message, people are more likely to respond, and that is why we are doing all of this exercise, right? Let's just check a few profiles, and let's see if there are any bogus profiles. Let's say there are a few profiles, I think, which are not very relevant. Let's see this profile, Harshvardhan Komana, and he already has exit from an AI space. He talks AI, he has startups, and looks like a very interesting guy, and posts very regularly on LinkedIn. From the type of posts, I think these are all AI generated, but that's all right. The thought matters, right? He wants to talk about something, he wants to spread some good message, and he has some activity. People are messaging, replying to whatever he is putting, and that's really incredible. And he's the chief product officer at Game Theory, and I think I definitely want to connect with this person, and let's probably have a conversation. Let's see if I get a reply, right? Perfect. So I think that brings us to the end of the demo. Thank you all for watching this video with me. Have a good day. Bye.